Oh, he's getting it now.
Hey everybody, welcome to Metal Customs. This is our next project on the chopping block. What we have here is a 68 Mustang. This is a coupe, trunk car. And we are going to do like everything under the sun to this. This gentleman dropped it off and said he wants a total restoration, customization, fastback conversion. We're going to do this complete car, including the engine. We're going to swap it over to a 5-speed. We're going to do the fastback conversion, all paint and body work, all the interior, everything. You name it, when we get through, this thing's going to be a rolling piece of artwork. But let me show you what we got to work with. Get this tarp off of here. We'll give you a quick run around and let you check out this jewel. All right, got the tarp pulled off of it so y'all can see what we're working with. Yeah, I mean, this thing to some people is terrible, but to me it's not that bad at all. Now keep in mind we're doing a fastback conversion. So we're not using this rear panel, we're not using the trunk, we're not using the quarter panels or anything like that. Them tail lights look good. I think we polish them out, reuse them. The backup lights. Of course, we won't be using them side markers. You see these quarters are rough, man, and I mean rough. Of course, the hood gets replaced. Driver's door actually looks pretty good, except for down there. We'll probably just reskin that. And we're going to be putting in he wants a one-piece floorboard put in it. We'll be doing that. As you see, he's got a skin right there for the passenger door already. There's another bumper. Gauge cluster looks good in this thing. She's showing 134,023 miles. But I like it. Got the oil pressure gauge, temperature gauge, alternator and fuel gauge. Oh, it did not come with a clock. 120 speedo. Non-AC car. We like that. Yeah, the dash is not terrible. Somebody's put a new dash pad on it. That's cool. Of course, bow type headliner. So much fun there, guys. Glass. We actually have glass. Of course, we won't be using the rear glass for the conversion, but we will be using the rest of these. And well, front window looks pretty good, Casey. I don't see anything. A couple of scratches we may have to buff out.
Yeah, it's not bad.
You know, from just crappy windshield wipers. Fender. He already brought, what, 1 or 2 new fenders? One. He'll probably just buy another one if I know this guy. He's got another hood. Have to look through some of the parts he brought. There's what our front end looks like. And we may do a different style grill with driving lights in it. And right off the bat, guys, let me be 100% clear here. This is not some kind of Eleanor clone thing. Now, this is a totally custom job, so World Eleanor doesn't even come into play. Alright, as we keep going around. Yeah, this is an all drum brake car. We'll convert it over to disc. I'm in hopes of doing that. The big thing is getting this thing inside, get it tore apart, and just seeing what kind of shape it's in. Like I say, everything basically from here back is going to be replaced already with the fastback conversion kit and the new floor pan. So our main concern is the firewall section and a lot of that will not get replaced. But yeah, the trunk's full of parts. And it does have an engine in it. And like I say, I can't even get it open. I'll show you when we get inside. It's just some base 302 that we're going to do a fairly mild build on. Nothing too stretched out there, but we are going to do an HEI ignition. You know, we'll do the one-wire alternator and the Holly Sniper fuel injection system on it, because this one right here we're going to be doing right and righteous. Right now Casey's jacking it up because car won't even move. This tire's locked up and the front rims are hitting the tie rods. So if we swap these rims over, I think these Kragers will clear the tie rods, we'll see, so we can roll it easy. We just want to make it easier to get it in the shop, and probably get this brake unlocked and get her rolled in. Well, there's a quick glance at it. We're just going to call it the 68 project, conversion project, or whatever. Gentleman dropped us off. His name is Cody. We promised Cody that we would, of course, do a good job as usual, but we'll get some really good video coverage and everything that we do on this. We'll highlight on the important stuff. And, I mean, I think it's just going to be a blast. I mean, what do you think, Casey?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, well, Casey's carrying a jack, so that's not being a blast. But, yeah, I think it's going to be a cool project. So let me get off the camera and help Casey actually do some manual labor. And we'll get this thing inside, and we'll get started. All right, y'all, we got her inside. Man, that brake was locked up tight. It's all right, Sledgehammer took care of that. But right now, are y'all watching, Casey? Yeah, he's trying to be nice and not be loud. But we raised it up just to get a general look in case he was cleaning the shop. You can see he got it all swept up, things put up. But we figured we'd go ahead and cut the exhaust off first and get it out of the way. Cut it. Oh, well, we're actually making some progress. We got all the stuff cleaned out of the trunk. He had a bunch of new parts and a bunch of used parts in there. The door skin for the passenger door. We've got basically the rear end stripped down. Casey did. He's working on the rear window right now. We're going to get it out. Even though we're not going to use it because we're doing the fastback conversion, there's no sense of breaking this window. So we're going to take our time and get it out properly. We snatched the hood off. As y'all can see, there is an engine. And supposedly this thing runs and drives. I mean, we're not going to bother with starting it up because we're going to rebuild this motor anyway, so why spend the time on it, right? Right. All right, well, we're going to get to, well, Casey's going to get to cutting. I'm going to get to just watching. And I am doing some stuff on the Warlock, trying to get that fender painted and cleared as Casey's doing work on this. So, let's get back to it. All right, guys, Casey got the back window out and did not even break it. Good deal. Now, next thing we're going to do, in order to build a car properly, in my opinion, your lift should be leveled first. And later on, you'll see why I think that's so important. So right now, I have this level. We need to raise the front. I have a level sitting up there and one sitting back there. So we're going to get this lift leveled up. You never done that? You got a cable operated lift. See how Casey's doing there? You just go to cranking on them, tighten them down or loosen them at a raise or lower this corner of the lift. Just keep going around till you get her level. So basically, guys, on a job like this, just strip the car. You can see we've got all the glass out of it. Casey's taking everything out of the dash right now. The dash is spot welded in there. It does not come out. And we got the door off, like I say, glass, a bunch of the trim. And so far, things have been going pretty well. We've had to grind a couple of heads off with some screws. Besides that, not bad. Until I decided I would work on taking the fenders off. I just had to show y'all this. This Bondo, there ain't nothing wrong with repairing my Bondo. But that bolt that I need to get to is here. And they went over it with the Bondo, so I'm going to have to grind all that out just to get to that bolt. You see, there's my bolt. As you can see, Casey's about through in here. He's got a couple more pieces. Then got the windshield wiper motor and all that assembly out of the way. He's got to get this heater box and a piece of trim. I think over there he's got the emergency brake lever. And, oh, the windshield washer pump assembly. It's a foot pedal if y'all ain't never seen that. Walk around there and check this out. You need windshield washer fluid. It wasn't an electric button back then. It was actually that pedal right there. You mashed it and it squirted the windshield washer fluid. That's pretty cool. It's rusty and in bad shape, but we're going to do our best to save it just because of the cool factor. As you see, everything's coming apart pretty good. We're not seeing no super bad surprises. We knew the floor was bad. That's a given. But structurally, we're not seeing anything terrible. We're going to have to add some. I don't think the floor pans come up that high. We'll see when we get them. We may have to add a little bit to the firewall. Not a terrible thing. But as you can see, everything looks good up in here. I do have some rust here on the front of the frame. We might have to remove that. Instead of being bolted, somebody welded it on. So we're going to have to grind them welds, get that off there and repair the frame. We're going to have to do that on both sides of the front. And yes, I'm going to put a new radiator core support in it. This one's in pretty bad shape. It's broken, it's all bent up and beat up. Apparently this car got wrecked in the front end. Pretty decent. I mean, I can see a crack right up here, and a corresponding crack is over here that somebody doctored up with some silicone or something like that. And you've seen the bars before I took them off, they were all bent. Top of the firewall lip is bent. Got to get that straightened out, but I think it'll be fine. We've got everything unhooked from the engine. About all I lack is the bottom radiator hoses, transmission line, snatch the radiator, snatch transmission out of it, and the engine will come out. That'll come out today. I mean, the rest of this car is not looking bad at all. Places down here where you think there would be a lot of rust, there isn't. So we're super happy to see that. Things like this here, though, you got to watch. You think you got metal right there, right? It's Bondo. See the rust? You have to go there and straighten all this out. Like I say, the thing's been hit. It was hit over here on this side mostly and banged in. Looks like somebody tried to rig it back out. But we'll get her back straight, no stress. You know, there's even a crack right there. Yeah, it was hit pretty good in the front end. But hey, old hot rods, you're going to come across this kind of stuff. It's to be expected. Got the transmission snatched out. If y'all notice, we put the transmission mount back in place. Reason being, we're going to cut so much of this car apart. Anything that we can have that helps stabilize it is a plus, and this will help stabilize these 2 points right here. Because remember, I'm doing a complete conversion plus floor pans in this thing, so yeah, lots going to be cut out. Let's see what we got now. We got a bottom radiator hose, motor mount bolts. Then we can drop it, snatch the radiator, snatch that engine out. Alright, all of that business is out of there. And we went ahead and done a smart thing, throw the engine on a stand, so when we get to that point, she'll be ready to rock. And guys, check out these valve covers. I've seen the aluminum ones like this say powered by Ford, but I think it's the first pair that I've seen that says Mustang on them. Them are cool. We're going to redo them and clean them up and reuse them. Them are just awesome. Well, as we start taking all this apart, wish we got all the lines and everything out of here. A bunch more of the dash stuff and this and that and other thing. The dash has really bothered me. I've watched a bunch of videos of other shops redoing these cars. I've yet to find anybody that's pulled the dash. They just seem to get in there with a paint gun, touch-up gun or whatever, and paint it all. And guys, you can't get in there. You can fall and paint in there where it looks good, but I don't like it. This dash is going to come out. So what I'm going to do is a little bit of redesign here. I'm going to make this dash where it come out and where it can bolt back in. Let me show you where all it's being held. Okay, right here is that little L bracket. I think I've showed you that before. We're going to cut that. We're going to make another where it bolts up right here. Same way on the other side. There's really no center support holding this thing that I can tell. Everything else you see, I started drilling and changed my mind. All these spot welds through here are what hold that dash in. So a man could take 16 days and drill out all those spot welds and get this dash out and then weld it back in. But what if you run into an instance where you need the dash out again? So here's my idea, and I'm going to do it on this car, and probably all of these cars that have welded in dashes from now on. Like I say, cut them two down there. I'm going to come up here, I'm going to take the plasma cutter, just cut me a nice neat line right across here. Then the dash will come out. And I'm going to weld in brackets that go down and come out every so often through there. Then when the dash goes back in, we can screw them into the brackets, screw them brackets in, and bam, we got a removable dash. And there we go. Easy peasy. Nice little clean cut. Boy, plasma cutter does a great job. And that's it. Oh wow, man, I cut right on a wasp nest. Yeah, big old wasp nest in there. But as y'all see, now that the dash is out of the way, we can get in and clean up all of this, get all of that painted really well, and do it the proper way, and get the back of the dash. And we can get that windshield washer pump assembly out, and actually get it back in before the dash goes back in. A lot easier to deal with. Now we get our holes cut, because we're putting a clutch in this thing, so we've got to cut another hole in the firewall. But all in all, this makes everything so much easier. Good deal. Well, we're making progress. Got it finally sitting good, and it's sitting pretty level too. Use this old jack here on the front frame supports, and then on the back, since this lift, the width of this lift is just not cooperating. So see what I done there? I took that sliding pan, throw them jack stands in it with a steel bar. It ain't going nowhere. Now I've got a little jack here and a jack stand over there, just for some extra stability. Got the rear end removed. I just slide it out from underneath there. That was rough. A Sawzall was used in day to getting that done, but yeah, that's the way it goes. And now what I'm doing, I'm going to start disassembling the front end. As you see, I got the tie rods already removed. Now I'm going to drop the idler arm, go over and take the steering box off. I'm just going to leave it all in one piece. No sense taking it apart, I'm not using none of it anyway. Then I'll start on the A-arm springs and such as that. Got that front end stripped off, except for the sway bar. There's something messed up with the bolts. I'm going to have to deal with that. But yeah, I got all the front end off. Let me tell you something. Them springs, yeah, I had to pull out a big bar and say some words I don't normally say. But all in all, it's coming apart pretty good. Had a few bolts here and there I had to do something to get them loose, but not bad, especially for a 68 model. Next, I'm waiting on the steel so I can get this thing braced up. Got to looking real close. We're going to have to get aprons for this. I mean, the rust in these is just terrible. Of course, you know, that one's got Bondo in it. We can't have that. This one over here is half decent. This one here just got a ton of rust in it. Yeah, they're just in bad shape. And these are not expensive. So I'm going to talk to my customer, and I think we'll just get all 4 of these and replace them. I don't think it'll be that big of a deal. Like I already said, we're getting ready at a course sport. I found one that had the header already on it, so that was nice and was not expensive at all. So, what am I going to do next? Who knows? Well, guys, as soon as I talk, the blower comes on. Never fails. Well, everyone, hope you enjoyed the video. We're going to wrap this one up. I think for the first week, we've made a lot of progress on this old car. Did not have a ton of trouble getting stuff apart so far. But the worst is yet to come, the body panels. A lot of cutting, a lot of drilling, blah, blah, blah. Going to be fun. So, y'all make sure you stay tuned and watch your notifications for when I throw out more videos on this. And there will be an upcoming video on the Warlock when I get it finished. Well, everyone, I appreciate you watching. Hope you enjoyed the video and maybe learned a little something. If you would, throw me down some comments. If you're able, hit us up on that super thanks. And please like, share, and subscribe. Again, appreciate it much. Until the next one, we hope that everyone has a fantastic day.